as we draw a conclusion on this reunion, it seems like there's quite a bit of laying up going down in Potomac. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my part 2 of the reunion for Housewives of Potomac. You know what? There was a whole lot of mess going down on here. They actually had the men come out, and the husbands were basically here for the shit. As far as I was concerned, they were like ready to get on, ready to say what it is that they had to say. Yeah, they were just kind of about it. I was like, wow. Okay, and I guess these feelings actually came from whenever they have been watching this season back. One, I'll go right in with Chris because Chris was, in his own words, disappointed in the behavior that was displayed by his mother, toward Monique and hearing the things that the mother had to say. And he said he actually called his mother and his mother apologized to him, but she did not apologize to Monique. So I don't know why she apologized to him. She ain't apologized. She apologized. And that was that. And Monique is over it. She's over it. Andy asked something about her. Has the mother-in-law been to New Potomac House? She's like, no. He's like, is there an open invitation? She's like, no. And Chris is like, she's my mother. She's always welcome. We heard. No. Her ass ain't welcome. And I don't blame her. She ain't married her. She married him. So fuck her. Anyway. Mess. Absolute mess. But I laughed when Chris was like, he was willing to let somebody have it if they did something to Monique while they were filming. I said, kicking ass at Potomac, why don't you? But Juan, Andy went right in on Juan. He ain't take no time. Went in, asked Juan the hard questions, and in my opinion, Juan further solidified that Robyn is an idiot. He made her look like a motherfucking idiot. And not only should she not leave Juan, but she probably shouldn't even speak to him again. They both sound ridiculous. And just keep reverting back to these two little boys. That ain't nothing but some bullshit. Ain't nothing but some bullshit. It was what it was. She's more into him than he's into her. End the story. He don't want her. He doesn't want her. And I'm not going to sit there and spend a half hour on the bullshit. Andy asked him, do you ever plan, can you see what your life is going to hold in the next 15 years? He said yes, but I won't share it. Proof is in the pudding. You don't share it because it doesn't include Robyn. Mess. I wouldn't even speak to that motherfucker. He had her on there looking quite foolish. Mess. Then let's talk about Ashley and Michael. Marriage is over. It's over. Flat out. Giselle and Robyn basically were digging in. They were like, we want to know. You said y'all separated? Who moved? That's what we want to know. Who fucking moved out? Who left, bitch? And here it was Ashley. He beat around the bush to get to that. And Michael basically came out and said he talked about how much she's matured in the last few years, this, that, any other. I told y'all this from the beginning. If you've been watching my reviews, I told you from the beginning, old motherfuckers marrying young bitches. They got them and they're trying to raise them to their hand. And once he is seen, he's not going to be able to raise her to his hand. He don't mind still fucking her. He don't mind keeping her out of his pocket, but he don't want that marriage for real, for real. He would like to control her, but it's etched in stone. She's not controllable. She ain't here for the shit. She ain't think about that shit. And I don't blame her. You a young girl. Go be a young girl. That old motherfucker's trying to raise you to his hand. I told y'all about that shit. I did that shit one time, and I said, this is it. You old motherfucker trying to tell me what to do. Trying to tell me what way I should be doing things, and you ain't got shit. I don't think so. But the only difference between what her situation is, she actually, has something to gain. And in the process of that shit, Karen basically was trying to tell her in a nice way, bitch, you great fuck up. You better hold on to that old motherfucker and get you a side piece. Is basically what Karen was saying on the slide. Catch it. And look, read between the lines, honey. Read between the lines, honey. Karen was telling her, girl, you better hold on to him. But she told her, if you want him, girl, you better go get him. Because some other young bitch is waiting. And Giselle and I was like, well, we got your back, this, that, and the other. And Michael been waiting. He was locked and loaded. He was waiting to say what he had to say to Giselle and Robyn. Waiting. Y'all ain't got her back, and y'all ain't in her corner, and y'all are out of order. And he let them bitches have it. You two bitches are and were out of order, and don't bring your motherfucking ass up in my business with no more of that bullshit. And he been waiting to say that to them. And he got them right on together. Told him my business is off limits. You fuck with her as much as you want, but my business is off limits. Emu kangaroo, honey. I said, So that was real interesting. Monique was the only one that I thought had pure, genuine concern about the well-being of their marriage. She's the only one that was up there that I thought had a genuine concern and wanted them to win. And Karen, it was more on Ashley for Karen. She was like, girl, don't fuck up your money. That was Karen's whole thing. She gives you gold digger kind. So that's what she gives. And then what's this whole shit? Just lying bitches. Karen and this implant. So you finally come out and tell us you had your implants removed. We knew something was going on. Something was going on. One moment you look like you got a gym bag, it's all full and plump. The next minute you look like you got a goddamn duffel bag with nothing in it. Just as flat. She had her implants removed and it looks a shitty goddamn mess. That was a whole mess. Just a liar. Just sitting around lying. I ain't got time for that bullshit. Now, they started talking about parties. And they were saying that damn marriage is still going on. It's about she led on that Sharice had some wild jumping parties. I said, was she swinging or something? No, here she had some sex toy parties. And I think Ashley was just feeling some kind of way because she weren't invited. And Giselle was like, there's nothing wrong with that sex toy party. There sure ain't. But that bitch was mad because she wasn't invited. And Sharice sure got her ass together and told her, well, I have a nice risque party. You and your husband hang out in gay clubs. And Moves will show, we sure do. Well, shut the fuck up then, dumbass. I said, Lord have mercy, just a damn mess. Then they start talking about Monique's party for the baby and how much she spent. Robyn was saying, I almost guessed right on the nose how much you spent on a party and that. And they were saying, yeah, girl, you're good, this, that, and the other. Karen was saying, oh, well, how much do you think I spent for my party? She said, girl, I heard that you didn't pay for that party. I said, oh. And Andy's like, we didn't pay for it. She's like, I paid for the party. She's like, whatever. I said, damn, okay, Robyn. Paid her ass dust. Then we had this whole thing with the Sharice and Karen again. Back and forth, back and forth. And they basically made it known, we not friends. We not going to be friends. Bitch, I wasn't never your motherfucking friend. Bitch, I don't like you for real. We don't jail. I said, oh, this is singing a different song. And they went on, and when Ray was out there, Ray went right at Sharice and Giselle. You know, Ray looked like he had some shit on his chest that he had been holding, and he wanted to get his say off too. When he was out there, I said, "All right, Uncle Ben, you better let him have it." Said, "Y'all," he said, "I'm going out here and cuss these whores out and get me a glass of mint julep honey and sit on the porch." I said, "Go on, Ray." He let him have it. Then there was this whole little thing. You know, Karen came across very, I'm so above this shit and these folks are really beneath me. That's how she came across. So, intelligent money versus sports money. Robyn was like, "Yeah, that's some bullshit, whatever that Karen be saying." She was trying to backpedal on Pussy Pop, but wasn't nobody buying it. And then Monique actually got offended by that and was like, "What does that mean?" You know, the fact money is money. And if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. I said, oof. So they kind of drug good old claymation figure for that. And I said, "All right, Karen, girl, they got your number, honey." And that's basically where they kind of went with it. Then we had this whole thing with Sharice and Karen, and they talk about the firemen again. Karen swearing that she got a picture and that she just, the goodness of her won't let her post it. Child Sharice was like, "Girl, I ain't all that good, bitch. Everybody know you fucking the driver, honey. One day is the driver, the next day is the bodyguard, another day is your man, bitch. Everybody knows about it. The streets of Potomac have been buzzing about it. Now come on with it." I said, "Oh, his name is Blue Eyes, honey." And all the groups was giving, "Oh, I met him. I know. Oh, yeah. I know about him." I said, oh. So what it seems is that Mint Julep allows you to pick and play because his ass is old. These are the things that you dibble and dabble into when you marry a young girl. Mess, 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 mess. But that's basically it. They got done with it, and like I said, I got the feel that Karen don't really like none of the castmates. Really, she thinks she's above all of them. Really, and maybe she is. I guess she ain't above whoever did that duffel bag titty job. That was horrible. Anyway, that's it for the season. I've had enough. End scene, honey.